what I would want to shut down right away, not by you, is any approach that relies upon things getting so bad that we are materially forced to respond. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think it appears to me at least, and I invite people to challenge me on this. What it appears to me at least is that as things get worse, those who are in a position to it's not just the frog boiling in the kettle, it's the frog stacked on top of the frog stacked on top of the frog that's boiling in the kettle.
Yeah.
And your the willingness to accept worse and worse conditions will adjust with those conditions.
Yeah.
So my worry would be is we're having the same conversation once we're way farther ahead with the exact same level of urgency, just because of that same indifference carrying forward, because that particular thing hasn't been addressed. So relying on it getting worse and that triggering a response, I don't know if I put a whole lot of faith in that necessarily.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I reject accelerationism outright on this issue. I mean, there's just
Right. Yeah.
it's being like, oh, billions of people have to die in order to like us to do anything. It's like what? Like what? Are you, like what are you talking about? That's crazy. I mean, there's already like again, I think it's just a lot of people not knowing the big breakthroughs that we're having, right now, and that we're making a lot of progress. Actually, it's just that nobody talks about it. It's not in the news. You got to be like in science. You got to be in these weird niche areas of science, even to even like understand or talk about these. Don't have scientists kind of like talking in general about it. So that's kind of like the whole point of. Hey, dude. I mean, and another. Speaking of which. You had pee-pee on the potty? Good job. Yeah. Nice, dude. So, for example, not having kids. What is this? What is this idea of people that caring about the environment and you can't have kids? Like, I think that is the most ridiculous argument. If you care about the environment, you want people in the future to care about the environment, right? You want people to have a culture of people that love and respect the environment, want to keep it. What's a good way of doing that? It's like, well, having kids is actually a really good way. And it's not the zero sum game where it's like you have a kid and now you've added 100,000, kilograms of CO2 in the atmosphere. It's like, you can like raise kids that actually care about the environment, that are going to be scientists or engineers to help solve this problem. And I think that viewpoint, not having kids in order to save the environment, relies on people in the future to kind of put two and two together, saying that like it's humans that are causing the problems, right? And I reject that. Like look at vaccines. Like people 50, 100 years ago, or 50, it's 50 years ago. Imagine people being, not raising kids to care about vaccines. Would we be better off, nowadays? Like, no, we already have a vaccine problem, and everyone loved vaccines 50 years ago. And there's a huge problem with anti-vaxxers right now. So I think that if you care about the environment, I'm giving you a green light. You can have kids. So
well, it's actually kind of a condition of caring about the environment. Like, what's the sell here then? Hey guys, we're going to make these massive interventions to save the people who come after you, not you, yeah, just you guys over here. Like, no, thank you. Rude. I think I'll die comfortable. Thank you very much. Yeah,
I think it's like people thinking about it in like this emission standpoint. You always see people talking about emissions whenever they talk about it, and it's like it's not zero sum, man. Like you can contribute to more than just your emissions. It's you can have a whole family that's talking about the environment. And we talk about with our kids about it. That humans are causing damage to the environment. We go to the zoo and we talk about how important it is to like see these animals and conserve them in the wild, and that it's we're so lucky to be able to see them. And my kids are 5 and under right now, and we're already raising them to have that culture. So that's what I hope to impart on them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's the kids aren't the things pumping out smoke into the atmosphere or raising the forest. We're not making car lots because we're just out of space.
Mm-hmm.